Apple FM in the community. The Outside Broadcast team, with thanks to the League of Friends at Musgrove Park Hospital. 97.3 Apple FM.
This is Taunton Flower Show 2013, live from Vivary Park here in the centre of Taunton town. And I'm joined very briefly with Adrian Sankey, who is the Vice Chairman of the Taunton Flower Show. Good afternoon, Adrian. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Phil. A very happy man today.
I'm not surprised. The sun is shining. There are people everywhere. I think that this can be said yet another success for the committee.
It's a success for the army of volunteers. About 300 people come and help both before, during and after the show. That's what makes the difference. And this is very much a locally owned show. There are no paid workers. You know, we all pitch in, do what we can, and we all enjoy it. So we take time out, as I am now, to walk around and take in the atmosphere, to see the sights and sounds, not just flowers, much, much more than that, of course. We're grateful for friends like yourself who've been doing a good job to get that message out, that we are much more than a flower show. We're about family members of all ages. We've got entrants in our competition age 1 to 100, and a bumper crop of competition entries this year.
That's wonderful. So how many stands and trade stands and people that are actually here, how many are there?
Well, there's always 100 outside trade stands. We're only constrained by the beautiful surroundings of Vivary Park, which means we keep the standard up. We're not snobbish, but clearly if someone didn't quite measure up to what our public expect, we would invite one of our long list of waiting list people to come and take their place. Doesn't happen very often, but just occasionally. And we like to refresh anyway, so that people coming year on year don't just get the same show, but have an extra ad. You can hear some of the swing music going on behind me. The style of music will change as the day goes on. We just love it.
That's fantastic. Have you any idea of how many people, visitors, will actually be coming to the show today or over the course of the weekend?
Well, because we are a two-day show and our members are entitled to come in twice, we never take an accurate count, but 14,000 would be normal. My instinct is this is perfect flower show weather. I started the morning, there was a little bit of cloud cover. I said it was enough to make a couple of sailors' jackets, as we say in gardening terms. I think we could kit out the British Navy today with the sky, and that'll bring the public, again, the youngsters coming to enjoy the climbing tower, the children's activities, some of those competitions that youngsters have entered, the gardens, so the music, the artist in residence who's creating a work of art as we speak. So much to see and do.
Yes, I think it can be safely said that there is something of everything here, and there's something for everybody. It's right from the babies upwards to octogenarians, you know, whatever. There's something for everybody.
You are listening to Truly Local Radio for the caring community of Taunton. 97.3 Apple FM.
Good afternoon, 97.3 Apple FM, live in the community. Now, it is a rather warm afternoon here at the Flower Show ground at Vivary Park. With us is Tim Finch. He's one of the committee members, and he's the one that's been doing all the videos and all the Facebooking of the Flower Show this year. And I think, first off, Tim, it's got to be said, there's been a lot more social network activity this year for the Flower Show.
Absolutely. We've worked really hard this year, particularly with our brand new website, Taunton FS Co UK, that went live 50 days before the show. Simultaneously to that, we've really beefed up our Twitter activity at Taunton FS, and one of our new volunteers has been looking after that on our behalf. We've been trying to keep the Facebook page going. So without a doubt, you know, our sort of policy in this run-up to this year's show to use social media more as a way to connect with new audiences has definitely, you know, improved on last year, and we hope to improve again next year.
So you think it really has helped the numbers through the gates this year?
We certainly believe at this early stage that the website's had a massive impact on advanced sales. I don't know the percentages, but certainly finance team have fed back to us that the advanced sales on the website, which we've done every year with the previous website, on the new website, you know, a distinct increase in percentage have bought in advance on the web. And we can only put that down to the new website. So that's a real good early indicator for our website, new website that's only a couple of months old, has worked.
It is quite a bold, bright website as well, with lots of colourful information on it, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, it's a bold, bright, colourful show.
It is, and it has to be said, even at this point, on a Saturday afternoon, the park here is thronging with people. As a member of the committee, it must be very pleasing for you to see that.
I love it. In one of the videos I did with my colleague Adrian, sorry, not Adrian, Ian, a few days before the show, I said, Ian, why do we do this? We're doing voluntary. We do it because the show is so much fun. It's got to be one of the best things for our local community, and we get such a buzz out of it as a committee.
As a team that come here constantly, have done for so many years now, I think this has got to be my fourth flower show covering it for Apple, and it just better and better and better every single year. And you think with a show as old as it is, the second oldest in the world, how can it keep evolving?
So, on the spot. Well, certainly we are wanting to connect more with local families with children. I think, I've been in the town since 2005 with my wife and children, primary-aged children, and it must have been 5 or 6 years before I thought it was worth coming. And I think, why was that? I had no idea how good this show is and how family-centric it is. And so that's one of the reasons I'm on the committee, is I want to help get that message out. This is a family show for children, and that, we really want to see families come. That's one of the directions we wish to take the show, is to get that message across.
Excellent. And I think we should also remind people that all the arena shows are repeated throughout the afternoon. There is still time to come down today.
I would say so. People might think, have I missed it? No, because we have a rolling programme that repeats in the afternoon. So whilst all of our main attractions have performed once today in the arena, they're all due to perform again. So if you're in town and you're hearing this now and think, shall I pop along? Yes, pop along. Show programmes are reduced in price. At 3 o'clock we charge less for the car park, and yet all of the arena programmes are still to come, and everything's still open. We're here till 6 p.m. Come along to have a quick look at Taunton FSK for the information. We'd love to see you.
97.3 Apple FM.
Yes, welcome back. You are live from Vivary Park here in the centre of Taunton town. This is the Taunton Flower Show for 2013. It is an absolute delight to be here once again, and I am Phil Hodgson. I can't believe I'm actually introducing this lady. I have Anne Swithinbank from me. Broadcaster, horticulturalist. Anne, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, and good afternoon to you too.
Thank you very much for being here. It's a fabulous thing. I mean, I hear your voice whenever I tune into GQT's Gardener's Question Time on BBC Radio 4, along with Bunny Guinness and Bob Flowerdew, and it's always interesting to put a face to the voice.
Yes.
And working in radio myself, I imagine other people do the same thing, think, what does he look like? And then they get disappointed when they see me. But that's another thing entirely. I can't say that for you, because it's a lovely delight to see you. You've been walking around and you've been doing some judging of these stands. Has anything particularly caught your eye? I mean, we don't need to know what's been going on judging-wise, but is there anything in particular that's caught your eye this morning?
Well, just walking, because I've just had my lunch, which was
lovely.
Delicious. And I stopped en route. Like, I was transfixed by watching the beautiful horse, the Lusitano,
yes,
and the birds of prey.
Yes.
And then I went on a little bit further, and I had to stop because there was a stand with some brilliant agapanthus.
Right.
And the
lovely.
heads on these agapanthus were
huge,
massive.
Were they? Right,
yeah.
really. Oh, that's fantastic.
Really, so it's an excellent place if you wanted to go plant shopping, and really quite reasonable prices as well.
That's really good to know. That's good. Is there anything? I'll tell you what. Let's get straight into gardening stuff. At this time of year, let me think of how would this work on GQTs. What would people be expecting to get the best of? What plants would people expect to get the best out of at this time of year? What would there be? Is it too late to start growing anything at this time of year?
It's not too late. I mean, anything flowering that you want to buy. I mean, we always say it's probably best to plant sort of spring and autumn, because the temperatures are generally a bit cooler and there's not so much stress on the plants.
Yep.
But you can definitely buy and plant now. If you want to get a herbaceous perennial or something, you just need to put a good half a watering can of water on it at planting time.
Right.
And then just remember to go back and water it after 3 or 4 days and keep giving it a good
So
soak.
hydration is the key to keeping
unless we get rain, of course, in which case nature's doing it for us.
Indeed.
You just have to be watchful of them. But otherwise, it's fine. And I suppose really, if we bought a herbaceous plant, we should cut the flowers off. Enjoy. Have them in a vase in the house.
What a lovely idea.
Take the strain off the plant, take the flowering stems off, and then the plant can relax, put its roots down, hasn't got the stress of having to try and produce seed, and it can just then grow rather than have to worry about flowering and seeding.
Because that's the point of the flower head, isn't it? It's the reproduction side of the plant.
Yeah, and it takes energy. So
Indeed.
if a plant's established in the ground, it's not a problem. But if you're trying to put them in the summer, it's best to take that strain off them, really.
Indeed.
But vegetable-wise, well, I'm hoping to get back into the market and buy some seed of hardy lettuce varieties and things like radicchio.
Do you have a particular favourite? Right, okay.
Well, I'm hoping they might have Marvel of the Four Seasons.
Have you got some more judging to do later on, or is that it for the judging?
No, we finished the judging because that always takes place early on. I think all the judges were busy from about 7:30 in the morning onwards, so all the judges have to get up pretty early and come in.
Yes, yeah.
And then I've just got to give a talk now.
Yes, you were saying.
Soon. Yeah.
What is that talk about?
It's on making a new garden.
Right. Yes. I apologise. Actually, I read that out earlier on about the different things. I'm just knocking things around in the studio here, making a real mess of it. I did actually read out earlier on the Floral Marquee talks, and I did mention you're actually on from 2 till 2:30, aren't you? That's right.
Right. Yes.
So, and that's handy tips on how to start a new garden from scratch, presumably, is it?
Well, I'm going to cover most aspects. I think I'm just going to assume that somebody's taken on a garden that's new to them, so it's not necessarily empty, although they could empty it. My husband would empty it.
Oh, really? Start again?
Oh, yes, he would. Every time we've moved into a new property, he said he would like to just take everything out and start from scratch.
A blank canvas.
Blank canvas man, yeah.
Indeed.
But I'm not the same, so we have a little row about it, which I usually win.
So do you like... well done. Do you like established old ones that are slightly rambling, but they have a charm about them sometimes? It's not when they're overgrown necessarily and untidy, but sometimes you can get one that's really well bedded in, or are you like quite neat? I do like neat plants,
No, I'm the rambly, old-looking garden.
That's
it's
really
very
nice.
relaxed and woolly around the edges, and a bit of a wild patch at the bottom. Lots of wildlife. I really feel happy when I'm surrounded by lots of birds and insects. I feel the whole garden's alive and busy.
And that's exactly what nature's about, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is indeed. And Swithinbank, thank you very, very much for joining us. It is an absolute delight to have you along. And as I said, it's so nice to be able to put a face to the voice after all these years of listening to Gardener's Question Time. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You are listening to Truly Local Radio for the caring community of Taunton. 97.3 Apple FM.
Yes, I'm here outside with Jeremy Browne, MP for Taunton Dean. That's correct?
That's right, yep.
What a glorious day today is, isn't it? It's absolutely amazing. There's so many people around.
It's absolutely packed. I was just talking to the people on the gate, and they said that they thought they'd probably sold more tickets than ever before. And the weather is perfect, because I've been a few times in the past where it's been too hot. Like the weather was yesterday, I thought it was a bit too hot. It's a really nice day today. Not raining either, absolutely perfect.
Have you only just come into the ground?
No, I was here this morning, and then I popped out to do a few bits and pieces of work in the office, and then I've come back this afternoon, so...
So you've had a look around at some of the stalls already. Is there anything that's particularly caught your attention? Anything that you thought, that looks really, really nice?
So I'll tell you what I think they've done really well this year, is they've really developed the sort of arts and craft bit. And it changes every year. I think it gets bigger and better every year, but, it sort of slightly evolves. And the art and craft seems to be more prominent than it was a few years ago, and there's a lot of people walking around with, willow creations or whatever, sculptures they bought and pictures they bought. So that seems a big feature this year.
It certainly is. And we've been speaking to a lot of people, and they're saying that there's such a broad spectrum of things to see and do here, as there always is every year. I think the committee have really done themselves well this year. I presume you would agree with that?
Yeah, I think the committee do an amazing job, because people think of this as the first Friday and Saturday in August, but actually they spend the whole year planning it. And the thing is to get the right balance. So, people want some... local charity stands, particularly causes that are very popular locally, and then they quite like some of the professional stands, the professional gardening companies and bits and pieces, and then they want the local organisations, the local radio stations like yourselves, but other local groups. And the trick is to get the right mix, as well as, of course, all the floral displays, which are the most important part of all. And I think they've got the mix just right. I'm sure some people think it should be more of one thing or less of something else, but you can't please all the people all the time, but it feels to be like a really well sort of balanced show. And I suppose people are voting with their feet, and hundreds of people are walking by just as we're speaking now, who've all paid to come in because they enjoy the show here in Taunton.
Yes, that's very correct indeed. I won't keep you any longer. You've got your beautiful young baby with you. This is your young baby. How old is she?
So it's a little girl, and she's called Molly, and she's 4 months old. And she's probably getting a bit hot, but for the benefit of your listeners, we've got her sort of
she's got quite a big white sun hat on. And it'd be best if you could make her say something. That'd be her first ever radio interview. But she's staring at the microphone, looking a bit nonplussed by the whole thing. But yeah, she's enjoying it as well. And it's nice to get out and about.
Well, listen, thank you very much. I won't keep you any longer. Thank you very much, Jeremy Browne, MP for Taunton D.
For the Kerry